live button hit.
Man,
Plug my shit first before we
latest Demon
start.
Slayer season was pretty good.
Dude, yeah, dude, this Demon Slayer season was fucking insane.
But then I learned something
What?
while I was watching YouTube shorts. Something about Demon Slayer came across my fucking recommended page.
Uh-huh.
Looked at it, and I was like, fuck. I hate
What?
it.
Porn? Kidding. But, like, what? What happened?
Well, um, there are two characters that end up together, and I'm just like, fucking how?
No weighing. Zenitsu and Inosuke. Finally. The ship we've been waiting for.
Bruh.
Could you imagine that? Oh my god, it
Bruh.
would be so fucking funny.
No, but then I looked it up because I was like, there's no way, right? But no,
Alright, well,
it's
don't spoil it.
supposedly it's on the wiki.
No
I'm
spoilers.
like,
I am excited
oh,
though. The last like
oh, that last
batch of
episode.
the series is gonna be like a trilogy of movies. I hope they're like actual movies that are like, you know, of movie length, because the last few movies were like a little over an hour, and they were kind of just, you know, part of what would be like the normal anime, except for Mugen Train. Actually, Mugen Train was really good because it was like an entire like season like in a movie, and it was like actual like production value and scale. Awesome. I enjoyed it. Very, very, very fucking good.
Hmm.
This fucking chick there.
Anyway, hi chat.
Hi, chat. Blah. Blah. And the good old Twitter. I do the like the thing where like you don't actually link your fucking stream, but you imply the link, so that way fucking Twitter doesn't eat your engagement or whatever the hell.
Mm.
Probably.
Also, I guess we're still 2 hours off at least from having Kyria here.
Nah, we're probably not gonna have Kyria here at all. I mean, if she wants to join in late, like,
No, probably.
sure, but like,
An hour ago, she said that it was gonna take probably another 3 hours at earliest, according to the ISP.
hmm.
So,
Oh fuck, dude. Sweating, bro. Sweating. Oh, oh god. I hate it when I get sweat like literally pooling in my eyebrows. It's like the worst thing ever.
what the fuck?
What do you mean, what the fuck? That's the express purpose of your eyebrows.
How are you sweating that much?
Because, bro, it's hot. It's July. What do you want from me?
True, true. You live in a fucking desert, basically.
Not really. It's only semi-arid. But still, it gets fucking hot. It sucks because I'm on the second floor, and apparently I have like poor ventilation or something in my house. Not ventilation, but like the thing where you have the little funny openings in your roof with little spinners that let heat out. You know, you know. I don't know what the word is for it.
Vents.
Ventilation of sorts. Okay. Tabbed into the correct window. Yes. Tabletop. All right. OBS. Do the thing. You know, I think the best thing about my cool little funny transition is that it gives OBS enough time to, well, not OBS, Streamlabs, whatever, enough time to like look for the window it wants to capture and decide to start capturing it before it actually transitions all the way.
Yeah.
It's funny. Anyways, welcome back, Strength Thousands. Last time on Strength of Thousands Z, the shocking reveal that Aruru's letter of recommendation was forged, as she wanted to attend the Magambia in order to prevent her sisters from attending Ermagerd. And then you met Aruru's sister in this, one of them, and she was very attractive. But also kind of a cunt.
Good, but
a little bit of a bitch.
Just a little bit.
Just a little holier than thou, kind of mental. And then also interacted with your students here and there, and got eaten whole by a spell. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Funny little encounter. So yeah, that brings us.
I'm all for our students trying to do their experiments, but I don't remember us causing anything in that skill.
Yeah. I mean, like, you blew up a little.
Just a little bit.
And,
you know, that didn't hurt anyone else.
Boom.
Like, this motherfucker just almost had the entire dorm being gobbled up by a living fire spell.
There's a fire!
And it wasn't even the summer solstice. So, like, could you imagine?
I mean, like, if you remember at the beginning of Goss's little explanation, he was like, I was trying to figure out waste disposal, and,
Yeah.
the spell did as intended. It was disposing of things, just with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
It did as advertised.
Like, my brother in Christ, just start a fire pit. It's fine.
Yeah, you know, in hindsight.
Is this one of those situations where you're just trying to overcomplicate something?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe a little bit.
Anyways,
welcome back,
give
party.
him some extra assignments to make
We
sure
have
that he doesn't do this again.
We have no Kyria tonight. Aruru exists. She's cool. But, like, yeah, Kyria's internet's out today. So.
She will theoretically be here in 2 hours.
Yeah. If she comes. Anyways, theoretically, possibly, maybe. Depends on whether or not the ISP actually does finish its maintenance or whatever that's going on. Not super important right now.
The life at that point.
So, yeah. Party. It's a brand new day. You're all feeling refreshed, ready to teach. What would you like to do in the morning?
I guess prepare.
You assume too much about
lesson. Sorry, what did you say, Melanie?
Melanie comes in looking tired as hell. This man did not sleep well tonight.
Damn.
Good morning, Malimby. Or should I say, with the way you're looking, good morning, Psychopomp.
Mm, he takes a minute. Like it takes a few seconds to even register that you were talking to him. Sorry, you were talking to me.
Damn, you are really out of it. What happened last night to you?
Did Firefly not let you sleep?
Well, in a sense, I suppose you could say that. Um,
Good
she didn't
man.
come home last. She didn't come home last.
Oh,
No.
Uh,
I
she
hope she
walked
do
out.
you
didn't
need replenishment
My,
on lotion?
say
I'm
that.
sorry, what?
Time and place. I
I
hope she's okay, that or at least didn't get kidnapped or something.
I spent a long time running around the Tambu, seeing if I could find her in any of the usual spots. I even went so far as to double check whether or not Stella was still in prison.
Did you make sure to look up?
We're gonna have
I
a
mean,
future
whenever
about
I remember
living in
to,
mountains.
but the thing
It
about
could be
looking up
sleeping
is that
on
when
trees.
I'm possibly, it's just, I don't know. She walked out yesterday while we were dealing with Iboko. I don't know. I have an idea of what's going on. I ought to apologize to her, probably. It's
What do you
just,
think is going on exactly?
well, I mean, she mentioned previously how she wanted to try and talk to Iboko. And then yesterday we kind of took that from her in a way. Like we kind of didn't, we never really let her get a word in, thinking back on it.
I'll be honest with you guys, with you, Malimby. Her want for to talk with Iboko does not mean that we didn't have the right to open up with her either.
No, I'm aware of that,
And
but
personally, well, I was also a bit frustrated that when I was talking with her, you two also came in. I don't think that's a reason to run away in the night.
no, I know, but
That said,
knowing her,
yeah, she does, you know, have a tendency to take everything the worst way.
just a tiny bit.
But this is
That's all.
something that she needs to learn that while we, of course, love and want to help her, that does not mean that that we are just going to, well, give her everything she wants.
No, I'm
We
aware,
can't
but
coddle her like that. That's just not how people work.
I don't know.
If she
I
wished to
just
talk with
feel like
Iboko, then she could have engaged the conversation herself. And even then, there's the likelihood that someone steps in, like you guys did when I engaged with her.
I know. I just I do have to admit I was a little too eager to get my own 2 cents in where I figured my own experience with certain feelings would have come in useful, but probably should have just kept my mouth shut. I
No,
just,
I mean, I would have preferred that, but I would have preferred it if both of you did. And that's not ultimately the point.
but then again, that I suppose that then goes both ways because we don't really have an obligation to let you just have the entire conversation as well.
Exactly, and though I'm allowed to be frustrated with the two of you for jumping in when I would have rather done that on my own,
I know.
I'm not owed
I'm not.
to be angry with you
No, I know. I know. But
or
just like
make
you are feeling
people
that
worry.
frustration, for which I apologize, she feels that too. Like,
You don't have to apologize. It's
no, I
just
know,
people
but
being people.
I know. I'm just
Firefly,
saying.
however, I don't think has much experience with that. We've been giving her a lot of
I want.
grace on trying to heal her trauma, and perhaps we've been, well, perhaps we've been a little
I,
too
I'm not.
coddling with her.
I'm not even sure this has anything to do with trauma or anything. Just
No, but it has to do with the dynamic of our group, and our group's very willing to, well, let her do what she wants because, well, she's never been able to really do that. She's never really been able to enjoy freedom. But
do we? Do we do? Because usually when she has a plan or a suggestion, people do tend to object to it. I've noticed, like thinking. And
I
sure, we
mean,
we did let her go ahead with it a bunch of times, like with the mansion.
there's a difference between
But
not letting someone do something and warning them of possible consequences of their actions.
mhm,
So far, we've been letting her do a lot, I think, though
possibly,
we've occasionally warned her for consequences,
I know.
such as with the mention.
Regardless, I still feel that she probably left because she didn't feel heard.
Most likely, and we can talk with her about that, but that
I,
doesn't mean that she gets to worry you by leaving without a word in the middle of the night and not come
I
back
mean,
for a whole day.
that is something I will ask if she comes back. That next time something like this happens, just talk to me about it. But
Or at least leave a note.
probably, then again, I mean, heat of the moment, she probably just felt hurt, didn't think about it.
Okay,
I
let
don't
me
know.
see, what
I
can I...
had a, let's just say I had a rough night, and I'll probably stay in the background a bit for today.
It's a good idea. I'll... If you can prepare a scroll of locate, then if she's not back by the end of class, then we can go out looking for her like we did
I
when...
mean, I don't really think we ought to go that far. Like, sure, I would like to see her as soon as possible, but
No, but if she's not back by the end of class, then she's been gone for close to a day. At that point, I think we're justified in going to use magical means to search for her.
or instead we can give her the space she feels like she needs.
24 hours is well over enough space.
Like, I'll admit your arguments are sound, but in matters of feeling, sound arguments don't always apply.
I am more aware of that than anyone.
I know, I
That
know.
said,
You're the psychiatrist here.
that said, on a more practical sense, at a certain point, someone else's physical safety is also part of their mental safety. And I think after 24 hours, especially with someone like Firefly, who has been kidnapped before,
No,
we're justified in the physical concern for her well-being just as much after her being missing for 24 hours.
I know, I know.
Okay.
So, how have you all been? You all ready for today?
I suppose I've been working on a lesson plan on the history of occultism, focused mainly on historical occultic casters.
What about you, Zeta and Senzen?
I may conduct a review on how proficient our students are with alchemy.
Well, you probably have nothing to worry about when it comes to Nasi. Turns
We
out
shall see.
he's more of a bomb user in combat than, is anything else.
As
Uses an
long as they
interesting
can
strategy.
concoct the basic healing potion, that would be more than enough for the lesson today.
I mean, given the level we work at, I'd say that's probably a little too easy for them.
When we start with something easy, then we gradually escalate. No need to rush into intermediate stuff.
Fair enough. Then, what's your plan for today?
She doesn't respond. She's just staring.
Staring.
Has he been like this the entire morning?
I don't know. Has she?
Zenzen, are you okay?
No response.
Come to think of it, where is Dame?
I'll put my hand on her shoulder.
Still inside her, most likely.
What?
Are you alright?
Sensen?
Did you not get enough sleep? Is that it?
Or is this about Dame?
I mean, I have that ring that makes me only need like 2 hours to sleep.
Oh, true.
But no, I don't think so.
Because
Doesn't
you were
feel
kind of
like it.
spacing out there for a little bit, so... So do you think you're alright?
I'm. Nothing's happened,
Well,
but
that's good, but it makes the future hard to predict, I suppose.
So what were you thinking about just now? Copper for your thought.
Olympia, I'm
she just
pretty
like
sure.
looks down.
Olympia, I'm
At
pretty
you.
sure you can't cast detect thoughts.
Like empty hands.
You don't know that. I could have all kinds of scrolls on.
Sure, but somehow I doubt that you have that one.
She actually fucking. She actually like parts her chest a bit. There's no
Whoa.
Dami in there.
Okay, buddy.
That's one of the places Dami stays.
I know, but it's like, all right, buddy.
This is about Dame.
Listen, if Milky Ways could do it on stream to show off her bolts, fine.
What?
Okay.
I
You
don't.
know,
I
okay,
don't
so,
remember. When did
It's
we
fine.
last see Dame?
so today on Path.
I don't know, like, when was that session?
What?
How long has it been since last session?
Next day.
Like
day.
a
Just the
day.
next day.
Just the next day. Yeah.
Okay,
Look,
look, we all have our things to deal with, but we're teachers now and our students are about to come back in.
true.
So can we, for once in our lives, have our own baggage be put on hold for just a few hours?
I mean, it's not like we have much of a choice.
I suppose not.
So like, where's Firefly?
We're going to
I mean,
go
good
look
question.
for her, I guess, after.
Yeah, man, it's a pretty great question. Yeah, Jetty.
Firefly would be coming in, but I'm also having issues with loading.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. All right, fair enough. Wait, actually, maybe you are loaded, like off-screen one tile.
No,
Darn.
my screen's gray.
Okay.
That's
All right. Well, it'll load. It will load in time. Ish.
But yeah.
Ish.
Gotta
All
start
right,
a
then we'll
GoFundMe for
move
better
move
internet
ahead.
for Jetty.
Bah.
But yeah, Firefly would slip into the classroom quietly.
Okay.
Before or after the students arrive?
Before, just before, most likely.
Classes start. Yes. Teachers, the teachers, not the teachers show up. You guys are the teachers. Yeah, your students show up with their bright and smiling faces, or completely indifferent because they're at school and it's early in the morning and pain and suffering.
Fair.
Yeah.
One of the two. You never know.
Valid.
All right, so anything in particular you guys want to do, or da 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 da, school happens.
Just as a flavoring text, Firefly would have brought our students out and done her insect class outside, as well as her kineticist class outside, just for a change of pace.
Yippee. All right, very cool, very fun. All right, anyone else have any kind of scenes they want to play out?
As I said, I had a bit of a history lesson prepared.
History.
At some
Yippee.
point during that lesson, I would ask the students, so, who can tell me what is the name of one of the most historically well-known occultists, or occultic casters of any variety? And I assume that no hands go up.
Not
even
as
my
the
hands would go
GM,
up.
I'm kind of like thinking as like, I don't fucking like. I was like, is there like a fucking famous bard? Actually, like unironically, is there any like actually like really notable bards in the history of fucking Galarian?
The answer is yes, but
It's like they're kind of like fucking like minor celebrities, and then like nobody cares, and the only people that actually matter are fucking wizards and clerics and paladins. Like shit, bro. But yeah, realistically, oh wait, no, I do know one. Fucking Baba Yaga. But yeah, realistically, Jumimo would pretty quickly like have an answer for you, and then I'll toss a coin. RD coin. How much is Miriam paying attention? Oh! It landed on its edge on my GM screen. That's funny.
Huh.
All right, Eds. All right, this is the kind of day where Miriam's ADHD has not led her astray, and she was paying attention enough to have an answer and raise her hand for you. So, Uh oh god. Fucking I immediately forgot the answer I was gonna have for Jumimo. Because Miriam would answer Baba Yaga, because she herself is a witch. She at least like remembers that off the top of her head. Jumimo, actually, you know what? No, now I think about it, because of the relationship between Old Mage Jatembe and Baba Yaga, Jumimo would also like immediately have that answer as well to like Baba Yaga. Um, so
So, it is interesting that you mention her, because as far as we know, she's not technically an occultic witch. Everything that we know about her seems to imply that she's still very capable of that type of magic, but so she is for apparently every type of magic. Though her history points us to the fact that she's more likely an arcane or perhaps primalist witch, originally. Now, the reason I ask is because it's very likely that none of you were going to guess any successful um, famous historical occultist, despite the myriad of famous bards. They tend to be not famous for their magic, but for their works of art. While psychics are a bit more uncommon outside of Voudra and Jean Marais, they tend to leave less of a historically known mark. Now, the reason for that is because occultism, as a spell tradition, while very much focused on showing off an individual's power, leads to certain issues with your growth. What we see with occultism is that the individuals who are famous for its application tend to be on the lower end of magic ability than perhaps what you expect. For example, we have many, many famous wizards throughout, well, all of Galarian. I mean, just pointing to ancient Thassalon or the Whispering Tyrant Eridan himself. Sorcerers, even, we still have several famous examples, such as the Ruby Phoenix, but not with, well, any occultic casters. And the reason for that is because if you are a famous occultic caster, you have likely topped out your power around your own ability. You show off to the world. You you likely have a very high ego of it, and that curtails your willingness to grow in power. You are already as powerful as you need to be with your magic to show people that you're more capable than any regular human ability, or well, more people ability, I guess. While the most powerful of these occultic casters could literally become thought. See, the most powerful historical occultic casters are unknown because they leave their mark by essentially rewriting how we understand the world. They are a living thought. They change people around them on a fundamental level. So, with that, why do you think that we have such a long list of famous wizards all over the world, including, of course, Old Mage Tembe, and not a single one occultic caster who can step up to even close to someone like his magical legacy?
Jimmy raises his hand and he says, because their skills are easier to pass down more directly than it is for occult casters.
That is very true. With all of the other three spell traditions, divine, primal, and arcane, we have a source for them that can be taught. You can prepare to become a cleric. You can prepare and study to become a wizard. You can be taught druidic or wild speak, as they sometimes call it, to begin to
Wild
understand.
song.
Wild song. Excuse me, I will get to the relation between occultism and primalism later. Um, it
Kick
leads
the
to
dude.
it leads
Sorry.
to
Gotcha.
all three leads to a way of becoming capable of those magics through pure study. But occultism currently is mainly known for through the bardic tradition and psychic tradition. Now, there are sorcerers and even witches that can study occultism, but even then it is for them not as reliable as, say, learning as a wizard. Sorcerers still get their blood innately, and, well, witches gain patrons, which aren't exactly reliable sources for the wider world to study magic. But so, which leaves us with the bard and the psychic. Neither get their magic through study. We get ours in some innate form. Psychics most directly, while bards, such as we get ours from muses. We get inspired by a muse. This gives us access to a deeper pocket of the world's understanding, which is why it's so closely tied to artistic expression, because we begin understanding the world in ways that few can. Which is very interesting because it's not that different for a druid who learns primal magic, yet the two traditions are so fundamentally each other's half. I want you all to research one famous occultic caster and see if you can gauge their power by referencing another caster of any other tradition. If you can find a famous occultic caster that is very powerful, you will get extra points. Because in all likelihood, finding one's name is already the hard part.
Yeah, so the class, nods and some people write down notes and whatnot. Interesting lesson. Very, very fun. Bit of world knowledge and lore out in the world.
What a yap fest. I mean, what?
What a yap fest.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a dick.
I'm pretty sure Baba Yaga would have always been like a cult from the beginning, but a cult didn't exist in how the system works in 1E, so.
Well, no, we actually know her. We know Baba Yaga's patron.
Patron? Who's her
Yeah, we do.
patron?
An ancient primal Norn.
Norns
Fey
do a
creature.
cult casting.
No, they.
What?
Pretty sure they don't.
No. If I go into Bestiary, let me look up Norn real quick. They do like yeah. So Norns, yeah, they do a lot of like fate and like fortune, misfortune stuff. I think there's spells. Yeah, occult. They do occult spells.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess they.
Norns are occult casters.
Fair enough. It's weird because she's like her particular patron is like literally a Norn that's like really different from other Norns, and it probably was, it was in Wani, so such as things.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Such is the
I guess
way.
by the time Baba Yaga is like a relevant witch to Golarian's knowledge, because she's literally from a different planet, she can cast literally every spell from every tradition.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, she's just like an immensely like powerful, like godlike being. So yeah, but yeah, her shtick is a cult. If she, was getting it from the Norns, it's definitely a cult. And then mechanically, if you take Baba Yaga as your patron, she's a cult. So there's all that.
Yes, you're
Also, I
probably
don't know
right with your OSD
how
intention.
Pathfinder rolls the lore. I assume it's the same as the mythological like folk tales of cannibalism and like dark arts. Like, very very occult through and through from the get-go. Let's fucking go.
Man.
Jetty loaded in. Welcome. So,
Hey, copter, switch maps.
which no, I know. I got stuff to do here. All right, what was the first thing on my list? A couple things. Oh yeah. All right. So this I know I said like the day. Anyways, Sozo, Sozoe, Oniji, Fardrick, and whatever. Let's roll die. Let's see who would be their last 6, 7, 8. 10 of them. Wow, perfect. That's for our D10. 5. Okay, I have to roll again. Wait, no, 10. Alright, one of the naughty seekers, Savanakin. We're a group of 4 to go and do that quest, or, well, I guess task that I mentioned before, where Selzoe wanted to, investigate some poachers and stop their activities. So the 4 of them came into class like a little bruised, but they're not, they're not the worst for wear. They made it through. And after normal class activities finish, Zoe kind of steps up with Bardrick not too far behind. Like, all right, well, professors, I'm going to report how our task with the poachers went. Turns out that the poachers, when we went to go stop them, they fought us, engaged in combat. Thankfully, some of Professor Aru's lessons went to heart, and were able to dispatch them without taking anyone too far. And in the fighting, we got them to surrender, and once they had surrendered, we found out the poachers weren't exactly poaching for sport or game or money. They were in fact trying to make ends meet, get food. After learning that, we did set up a bit of trade deal and got the Magambia to approve of having them get access to much cheaper meats from local butchers. Didn't know about. Overall, success.
I give them a nod. You performed very admirably. Such is exactly the way that Magamia hopes that problems are resolved, though preferably even without the fighting. That said, if it's necessary, it's necessary. You selected a good group. Tell me, how did everyone individually perform in their role?
It didn't last long. Oniji kind of just intimidated them.
Did
long staff ripping them out.
I did not mean just
Wasn't
in
much of a
combat.
fight.
I mean, what was everyone's addition to your effort, be it talking, combat, or otherwise?
Right. What was his name? The Anati. It's got such a long name.
Savanakin.
Savanakin. Savanakin. did a good job surveying the area, locating the poachers and their target. Well, I say poachers, hungry hunters.
Mhm.
And UG, of course, like I said, overwhelmed them when they fought back. Bardrick and I, we did the diplomacy of it.
Good. So everyone was able to assist in with the role of their own.
Yes, we all had a part to play. Yes,
That's very good.
that fantastic.
Not every single adventure you go on will be as impressive or as insane as some of the other ones you will go on in the future. But nonetheless,
It's
this
not really
was
what
quite important. You all did very well. I'll report your efforts with the rest of the teachers. And
Back of my.
yes, enjoy the weekend.
All right, so Zoe kind of goes to like pack up her stuff. They seemed a little bit absent-minded in this class today. Not like completely checked out, but like not really like committing to it. You know, not taking any notes.
Yeah, I'm sure
Fardrick
this
gets a bit
explains.
closer to you and says, "You know, Professor, I feel like I'm a little bit worried about Zoe.
They do seem a little bit out of it. What's your concern specifically?
He's been in a bit of a funk, and I love him, and I want him to get out of that funk. And well, I don't think he realizes how amazing his life already is, and I don't know how to get him to see it that way.
Yeah, that is a conundrum. Hmm. Was he expecting? What was his expectation for this?
I think he was expecting it to satisfy him in some way. Uh, it's not like things went away that we didn't like, right? It went better than expected, right? We didn't just fight off some bad guys. No, it was deeper than that and helped the community. It was great, and in the moment, Zoe was a little bit brightened up for a second, but then it was over as quickly as it's.
Hmm. I unfortunately don't know enough about Celazoe to really gauge what's wrong, and unless he's willing to talk with me on his own, I doubt that I will be able to very quickly find a proper way to help him with that. You are his friends. You know him more likely better than anyone here. As if anyone has the answer on how to cheer Celazoe up, it is likely you. But it will require you to look at the problems Celazoe has more broadly. Clearly, just one success isn't lasting, so what's Celazoe? What does he really want? What does he want to get out of this, and what does he want to achieve by doing, for example, such as dealing with these hunters?
Roger kind of like puts his hand on his forehead and like looks away and runs his fingers through his hair and it's like, I, I, I don't think I'm allowed to say myself what the
That's
root of the
okay.
problem is.
You don't
But
need to share that if it's not your place, but
no,
since
it's
you
not my
clearly
place
know
to
something.
share it myself. But what I'm gonna say is that I've had my own talks with Selzoe. I can't get through to him by myself. If you can talk to him and convince him to open up about, the trouble, then maybe we can work together to get him to see the charm in life.
Mm. That
But,
would be preferable. I'll invite Saloza. There's still the talks that I have with everyone planned. I'll make sure to ask Salazoe during them. Note to self,
Their name?
talk with Salazoe later.
Their name is Saloze, not
Saloze.
Salazoe. I was like,
Saloze, sorry. Their name was covered by Mustasha.
the way you like pronounced that, I just couldn't help but feel like it was like a mustachia. Bro, dude, it kind of looks like they have mustaches, you know, like they're fucking fangs. They kind of do look like mustaches. Mustachia.
Mustasha.
I was thinking it's more like mustachia. I don't know though. Not sure African dialects and how those come together.
Look, Mustasha is really funny.
Mustachio.
Anyways.
I just think
So,
of Bay.
what's your
Aquasine.
decision, party?
I
I'm
mean,
still going to divide the make the class
What are we
pair up
deciding?
to do
On how
their
you on how you want to handle Celazoe's like personal problems,
that.
My internet died.
bruh. For how long? When?
Like after decision.
Oh, yeah, okay. The decision on what to do about Celazoe is like kind of personal problems. They're like really out of it.
There's a certain creature running around the river that they could try and capture.
What the fuck?
no.
What the fuck? Bro wants to kill his students.
So Eden, I'm gonna defer to your expertise here. What do you reckon this is? This might be? Is this
Honestly,
disillusionment? Is this depression? A self-imposed need for glory, perhaps?
look, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
No, I know, but what is your
I-
what is your initial instinct when you?
It could be a number of things. Honestly, right now, my main guess is kind of what you were going through when you came here.
So self-imposed
Not
pressure.
entirely. Yeah, but not entirely similar. Just
Mm.
I don't know Selose too well enough to like really have anything to go off of. I think that's the issue, but it could just be something unique to Silazoe.
Oh, possibly. We need to look into the background more, see if there's anything there that might explain this, to be honest. But
If
for the time being, I'm leaning toward the fact that they are coming to realize that things aren't as black and white as they thought they'd be.
maybe maybe he
Being
wants
hit
to
with
be just a
reality.
big damn hero and all the simplicity that such a fantasy entails.
Probably.
Well,
That's what it sounds like to me initially, but again, yes, we don't know enough to really get it. So
without properly talking to Selose, fuck.
certainly.
I don't know for certain. If you're willing to look into his past a little bit, then be my guests. I will likely be moving his slot of personal talks up a little bit.
I mean, I'm not sure how much I'll be able to find out, to be honest, but if I do recall correctly, where were they from again?
Cheliax.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Given where they're from, I wouldn't be surprised if.
Firefly just leans against one of the desks, staying quiet.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they did have actually some sort of being hit in the face with reality kind of thing.
I mean,
Again, they're from
they're from Cheliax.
they're from Cheliax. So, like, given how people from Cheliax are, I can see them being raised in an environment where things are a lot more black and white than what reality really.
Yeah, likely with
Firefly
him
just
being
leans
in
against the desk, crossing her arms.
likely with him being in the black, tieflings are historically not treated well in Cheliax.
Probably. Firefly, what is your input on this?
Talk with him first.
Mm-hmm.
Smashing idea.
I mean, it's
That's
probably
what
the
my
next step we
initial
should do.
reaction was. But I don't know if he'll just open up
I
if
mean,
all of us are there.
it doesn't have to be immediately.
Firefly just looks away. With a
Speaking of
kind
people
of
that need
like
to talk about,
Firefly
speaking
looks
of
away with a kind of like sour.
speaking of people who need to talk about things, I think I need to talk to you a little bit, Firefly. I suppose I do owe you an
Sorry for
apology.
disappearing.
I'm just glad you're alright. Physically, at least. I'm sure when it comes to mentally, there are other things on your mind. For now, I suppose I should say that I'm sorry. I didn't notice sooner.
About
Uh, I feel like I should have been more mindful of you. I I get I'm just a little. My idea, it's like I feel like you ran away because, well, you were upset that you were we weren't paying as close attention to you as we should have, and not giving you the opportunities you hoped for. And I suppose in a way you're right. Most recently, I with the thing with Iboko, I was aware you were wanting to talk to her, and I let my need to get my own 2 cents in get ahead of me, and I didn't pay enough attention to you. I'm sorry for that. I
I just
tell
feel
me if
like
I'm
that
wrong here.
entire conversation could have went better. I feel like that entire conversation could have went better if we kind of let one of us talk to her instead of all of us.
Mm. I
That was
I
the
share the
original idea.
sentiment.
I don't know. I'm not as good at mental stuff as you did,
Firefly.
or any of you socially. Gives you then
Not
a look of, tell me I'm wrong.
Next time, leave a note.
I mean, I wouldn't say that you're not good. It's just, I guess, when it comes to things like this, Yidin and I kind of tend to dominate conversations a little too much. I'll do my best to leave some more room for you in the future. You are you are the one I love after all, and I should pay more attention to you.
I'm just I'm just I'm expecting a lot. But I also, if any Iboko is anything like how I used to be, how shy I was, I just was thinking a one-on-one conversation would have been better
Hmm.
because then she wouldn't feel as pressured. That's what I was
Well,
thinking when I was wanting to talk with her.
well, there is still that
But
chance. I feel like. I'm sure last conversation didn't go that well, but I don't think she has entirely closed herself off from us yet.
I also don't want to put pressure on her.
Mm.
The only pressure she
Because
feels
she
is
said she'd think about it.
the only pressure Iboko feels is from her own idea that she's not helping her family with this. I doubt that if you were to go talk to her, you would pressure her.
I don't even know what to say right now. I ran off all last night just so I can calm down so I could do classes today.
Mm-hmm.
I should be more mature than that, but
I don't think this is a matter of being mature. We are all allowed to have feelings. I just hope that next time you'll at least let me know.
Look,
I promise to
with your
do better, but you know,
with your
next time I mess up, just let me know.
with your circumstance, you don't need to get negative about yourself
I just
for doing this, for not believing that you're doing enough. You are, and being overly critical of yourself in that regard doesn't help. You need to give yourself a little bit of
I just
allowance on that. I don't have a better word for it.
Let her talk.
Grace. Give yourself some grace on it.
just I want to be able to do things and help, but at the same time my I know I'm not as good with social stuff as you, Yuden, or Mullenby, or even Zen Zen. with her how she was raised.
Firefly, nobody gets where at, nobody does what we do by just getting there. I had to learn a lot and practice a lot to be able to talk with people the way that I do. Limby has been raised by a family of merchants and traders. His entire upbringing has likely been about has been involved with business deals and
You would think that, wouldn't you?
maybe not you personally being involved, but you were proximity close enough that you're probably picked some stuff up there.
Just a little bit.
And
To be honest, I'm
since
not all that good at the social aspect of things. I know how to have fun and like go out drinking with people and have
yeah,
the good things happen.
and
Stuff like this is
Sensen
still very much new to me.
and Sensen has things going for her that none of us could even hope to accomplish. That said, we all got these strengths through practice, except Sensen. It comes naturally to her. The practice wouldn't be the worst thing for her. As getting some practice wouldn't be the worst thing for her. Regardless,
Why do I feel like so many of the things you say are kind of like veiled insults?
Wait, what the fuck does it even mean? Strings?
more
huh?
like
Wing goes over Yadin's head.
more like jealousy. It's not. I didn't mean it in a negative sense. It's just
Maybe
I
you're not as good
I've
as this social thing as you think you are, indeed.
as I said, I had to practice. I didn't
You still do.
get I didn't get the ability to talk to people the way I do just
Conflicts aren't
being
something
myself.
I'm good at yet. I feel the need to
You'll
feel
get
the need to
better.
withdraw, to just pull into a shell and hide like a hermit crab.
You'll get better at conflicts as time goes on and you engage with more of them. And if you sometimes need a break from people or the world, then that's fine. Just leave a note or just withdraw in the safety of your own home so you don't give other people a heart attack.
Yeah, I know. I've been kidnapped once, and I shouldn't have worried you guys like that. I thought about that as everybody was doing their classes. I was just
Look,
trying to get through mine some.
nobody's expecting you to get this in a day or even a week. And you're allowed to struggle and fumble. Just let people help when they can.
Then let me struggle and fumble, she says, pointing at Yadin. I know I've been through shit. I know I'm not socially as adept as you guys, but I if I need the help, you'll see it. But I also want you guys to understand that I want to make those mistakes. I want to learn.
That's what we're doing.
It doesn't feel that way sometimes.
That's good to know. If you ever feel like that we're perhaps coddling you rather than really helping you, let us know.
I'm still probably gonna go chat with the Iboko
You should.
and see if maybe I can help students. I may not be the best socially, but I wanna try to help.
Firefly,
And also, Malimbi, can you get over here? I want a hug.
Firefly, the plan was never for you to not speak with Iboko. I just wanted to
Hug.
speak with them on my own terms. That does not mean that you can't.
I just don't want to pressure her.
You're a teacher. Applying pressure is part of the job.
Not social pressure. Giving tests, teaching them stuff that they don't know about a subject. That's the type of pressure I think we should push as teachers. But at the
I
same time,
don't
I
agree.
don't.
I think being a teacher goes deeper than just applying the academic pressure. I think the job is to make them grow as people. And that requires some social pressure as well.
I am shit at applying.
Look, I trust you to be able to do this.
Coming from a person that can literally dance around somebody who's like Stella, like no tomorrow. That sort of person I can read and tell very easily.
Well, you know, part of growing is becoming more than just what you are.
I know.
So, how have my favorite students, now teachers, come along?
Oh, so
Firefly's wings spread
Oh,
at a
oh.
surprise.
perfect timing.
Morning, or should I say afternoon by now?
Yes, good afternoon. How have classes been? How has your semester been going?
Being a teacher is harder than I expect to be. But
Same.
What are you on about? Being a
Eh.
teacher is completely easy.
My heart.
There's good days,
Our,
bad days. It happens.
our students show some promise.
That's good. Good to hear. I
when
wanted
does
to
she
ask
teach?
specifically about Jumimo. How has he been faring?
Fine. Mostly
Introduction.
he's been engaged, just not that thoroughly.
I don't think there's anything in particular currently that stands out when it comes to Jumimo.
There was the first day, but not much.
Well, I can't say that I'm surprised. He's always been a good student, but that's just it. Always. Always a good student. For, well, longer than I've been teaching. And that's, it's sort of the problem. Right? I have encouraged him, but tried to get him to accept promotion to lore speaker for a while now. And he just refuses to do it. And I'm not really sure why. I was hoping that when I walked in here, you were going to just magically know exactly why, and then I could walk out of here all happy and warm inside, but I suppose not.
Does he plan on being a professional student?
At this point, he is a master student. I double checked his record, a student for 50 years. And I know, he's an elf, so it's not like a problem to his overall
Why
like
the ever
life,
shifting?
but still, a student for 50 years. That's
Even on
quite some
elf
time.
time. Even on elf time, that's insane.
I know, right? And well, I don't know. I've tried everything, and so I was wondering if you all could figure out. I guess what's the holdup? What is he waiting for? Why is it that whenever he's asked about it, he just says the time isn't right? It's like not yet. Well, when? He's done admirably. He has proficiency in every branch of the school at this point. It's kind of impressive.
Perhaps he just needs an opportunity of some form of leadership to get a taste for it.
I've tried.
Possibly.
I
Possibly
honestly,
they just have exceptionally high standards for themselves and they just don't think they're ready for it.
I don't know. I don't think so. Something's holding him back, and I don't think it's standards, right? Because otherwise, then maybe he'd be too frustrated to stay a student, right? I can't imagine someone having such incredible patience of perfection that they would spend 50 years doing the same thing day in and day out with no real changes.
How, how is his home situation? Maybe he's trying
What I
to avoid having to
understand,
go back home.
everything's fine. He doesn't have like enemies he's afraid to go back to or something like that. Um I know he had a brother that used to attend the Magambia, but that was before I even became a teacher. And the brother is
Oh.
alive and well. But
Perhaps
How
we
long
should
was
pay a visit to his brother.
maybe I don't know. Maybe you could ask one of the older professors. Obviously, he's been here for longer than I've been teaching. However, the what was his name? Professor Nahiri. Nahiria is also an elf, and he's been here a very long time, over 100 years teaching at the Magabia. Maybe you could ask him about it. I believe Jumimo was a student actually at first. I think he was his first teacher.
very well? That's
Which
not a
teacher
bad
did you
idea.
say?
That is a lead.
Nahiria. Nahiria. Read like this. Nahiria. Yeah.
Sure did.
Maybe you can learn more from them. I'm not sure. But I would love to get to the bottom of why Jumimo just doesn't take that initiative to go forward.
We can look into it.
Thank you.
It would appear that more of our students need guidance than we expected.
It's the job, am I right?
To be
I
honest,
think we're going to need to delegate these roles a little bit.
it's been a little bit of a struggle, to be honest. We got a couple of students that seem to be troubled by things, and none of them willing to open up so far.
How about Firefly takes the next step on Ipoko? I go figure out what is up with Solose, and well, who wants to go after and
I
check
can
that?
visit Nihiria.
I'll go find with. I'll go with Zeta.
Very well.
Zen, you wanna go with? You wanna hang out with me while we're looking for Iboko?
She nods.
Okay.
Okay, and then if so long as no other of our students becomes the problem of some variety of some of this variety, then we are not running out of teachers yet.
Let's just hope none of them like start creating any sort of living spells again.
Honestly, I'd prefer that.
Oh, dear. Is that what happened to the dorm? I knew there was damages, but they created a
Yeah.
living spell?
Ghosts
Basically,
made a
not on
ball of
purpose,
a
but
living ball of fire. That
Oh,
was
by
all.
the gods.
Firefly shows the
That
burnt
did look
feathers on her
extremely trouble.
wings.
If I had a
Just
nickel
show
for every
them.
time one of the students blew
what
themselves
did you
up.
say, Jenny?
You'd have at least 2 nickels.
Firefly literally shows the burnt feathers on her wings from the living spell.
Alright. Well, I'm off to go grade some papers. Good luck with your journey, and hopefully the students all come together happy and, well, moving forward with their lives. Good luck.
Okay.
Well, let's.
Alright, party. Who goes first in whatever decisions and adventures that you're taking?
Why don't the other two groups between Iboko and Nihira flip a coin? I already went.
Alright. The coin. Okay, alright, sure.
See, this is
Who
when you
goes?
say who gets tails and who gets heads before you roll.
You know?
Um, heads or tails? One's head, two's tails.
Tails.
Okay.
I have tails.
Alright, heads wins.
It
Okay.
literally landed on an edge for me. It didn't even roll completely on my
That's funny.
screen.
It's fine. Yeah.
Sensen and Firefly.
Yeah. Firefly's just looking around where Iboko would normally, where she thinks Iboko might be.
Alright, you find yourself back at their dorm. It's a separate dorm from the one that you guys stayed in before. So you find a Boko. And she says, yes, Professor Firefly? Do you need something?
I'm sorry about if you felt pressured before.
No, it's okay. I'm doing a little bit better now. Thought about what you guys said to me, and it makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna try a little harder. In life,
If you
try
ever
to
feel the need,
find forward progress.
if you ever feel the need to talk, I can always talk with you. I'm not opposed to it. I don't think any of your teachers are.
I appreciate it. I'll get there. Don't worry too much. My family's important to me, but I guess I'm doing the right thing by being here, because that's what they wanted, right?
Is that what you wanted? I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Um, I just want you to understand. I admire you. I admire you as a teacher as well as your teacher. Coming here, knowing what I know about your family. I don't know much, but from what I know, I want you to understand no pressure with me, okay?
Okay.
I'm Firefly's trying to think of what she wants to say.
Well, Professor, if you'll excuse me, I do have a project to work on.
What you working? Uh, yeah, right. I shouldn't intrude on that. If you If you need any help, let me know, okay? She
I will.
waves. She goes to go back. Firefly's like, that ended worse.
Wham.
Like, she walked completely away. I'm too shy to really talk to people, aren't I? I'll keep trying. As long as Ebook will keep trying. Looks at Zen Zen.
Wait.
Boops Zen Zen on the nose as they walk. Come on.
That gets like the first smile out of Zen Zen today. He follows.
You are adorable. You know that, Zen Zen? Do you want me to put on makeup for you?
What did I do?
You smiled. That's all you need to do with
You
me.
did?
I'm back.
The
All
ears
right,
pin
welcome
her
back.
tails wag.
Scritches Zen Zen behind one of her ears.
All right. So, cut to Tahim, Nihirya / Jumimo. You're off to look for teacher Nihira. So, why don't you guys give me a little bit of a gather information check to figure out where Nihira hangs out.
All right.
That'll
Let's
be
see, what do you
diplomacy
want
by
me to roll?
default. Other checks if you've got special abilities and whatnot.
I don't assume academia or Nantambu would work here.
Oh, I'll let it academia lore work. Knowing about where the teachers are. Alright, that's a success. Oh.
Smack dab in the middle.
So, Nihira is, a little bit hard to pin down as a teacher, because she's on a sabbatical at this time to focus on her collections of rare flowers and mushrooms. But you figure out where she's gone at a public garden on Natambu's western edge. So, you arrive at the scene on Nantambu. These gardens, I don't really have art for this character, but it's okay. This is probably the only time they're really good. You come across a kindly old elf repotting some plants and watering them, and it appears to be your professor in question. How do you approach?
Excuse me. Are you teacher Nihira?
Yes, I am Professor Nihira. What's your name?
It's nice to meet you. I am Malimbi Igwe. I'm a slow teacher at the Magambia. Fairly recently appointed, I might add.
Welcome. How are
Likewise,
you
my
faring?
name is Zeta.
Interesting construct. Welcome to the Magambia then. Hope you enjoy your stay as teachers.
So far, it's been interesting. We've actually been hoping to talk to you regarding that. See, we have a student in our class that seems, but they're a bit of an enigma, to be honest. They are a good student, but nothing beyond that. We've actually been approached by teacher Ott to see if we can figure out what's going on. Does the name Jimimo ring any bells for you?
Ah, yes. I know the boy well. He was one of my first students, almost 50 years ago now. He enrolled together with his older brother, Tizawa. Those two, they were inseparable. They made a pact to graduate together and become teachers. Jumimo would always be fast at Tizawa's heels, but I don't think he ever minded. Jumimo's admiration inspired Tizawa to always do better, and those successes inspired Jumimo in turn. Slowly, Jumimo started to surpass his older brother. I don't think either noticed at first, but one day, Tizawa realized he couldn't keep up, and both boys had talent, but Jumimo always worked a little bit harder. Tizawa grew kind of frustrated and until eventually it was too much, and he left the school. Jumimo, from my understanding, wrote letters frequently, encouraging him to return, but Zawa, he never replied. After a few years, he gave up on writing, but he still keeps his promise. He won't graduate without his brother.
Do we know where his brother's current
That
location
makes a
is?
lot of sense now, actually.
Uh, yes, actually, he still lives in Nantambo. He runs an apothecary.
I see.
Hmm.
Maybe it would be prudent if we pay him a visit as well.
We might. That. I think you pretty much gave us the answer that we were looking for. So thank you for that. Um,
Hmm.
it does nothing to assuage my worries when it comes to Jimimo. If anything, I'm a little bit more worried now. But at least we have something to go on. Jimimo has always seemed a little, well, closed off. I'm glad that he hasn't always been like that. If you have any further tips on interacting with him, then that'd be great. Well, if there's anything we can do for you in return, then let us know.
It's fine. You're looking out for your students. You're doing the right thing here. I don't need a favor. I would want the same for them.
Well then,
Well,
shall
thank
we
you
proceed to
nonetheless.
visit the brother?
It might be a good idea to hear the other side of the story.
Then let's proceed.
Where did you see the, what was the apothecary called? Do you have a name or place?
Oh yeah, you just go down the waterway, and then it should be the second building on your left. You can't miss it.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, you guys just head straight there.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, late afternoon, you wander into the apothecary shop, and you see this man in there, presumably Noah, and fucking reveal the name. God damn it, fuckered up. Appearance. Nope. Identity. Always for everyone. All right, yeah, you guys saunter on into the shop, and with a bit of enthusiasm, yeah, looks up and says, "Welcome to my apothecary. What do you need, good sir?"
We
Greetings, I am Malimbi Igwe, and my associates.
My name is Zeta. We both teach at the Bagambia.
We
Yeah,
actually had
pleasure to
a few
meet you.
questions for you.
Yes, I am here to help.
Well, currently you're in the middle of shop hours, so if this is a little inconvenient for you, perhaps we can meet up at some later time, but this
There's
is a
no.
somewhat personal conversation, after all.
Well, there's no one in the shop right now, and this is typically my slow day. Only had maybe another hour before I close up shop, so it's fine. We can talk. If suddenly I have a bursting in a party of people, then maybe not. But right now, I think it's a slow day. We can talk.
Um, I'll keep it brief. Um, this is about Jimimo.
His kind of warm smile sort of like fades away and it becomes like kind of more neutral look, maybe a little bit slim.
I understand this might be a topic you might not want to discuss. We're trying to help.
Is he
you.
safe?
He is safe.
Good.
He's been doing fine at the Megambia. He's been a great student, but that's the thing. He's been a great student for about 50 years now, from what I understand, and has continuously refused any sort
It
of
kind of like
offers
he
of
furrows his
initiation.
brow in a bit of confusion, like kind of washes over his face, and he shakes his head. He's like, "What? 50? He's what do you mean, student for 50 years? Surely he's a teacher."
See,
He's
here's the
declined
thing.
being promoted.
Exactly.
What? Why?
We spoke to his former teacher, and teacher Nihiria seems to imply that Jumimo intends to keep his promise with you.
It was decades ago. I thought he was moving
Apparently,
on without me. He was doing so well.
apparently,
Well,
it is a promise he intends on keeping till the very end.
as such, um, for the sake of further like setting Jimimo up on the path to the future, we were hoping you could tell us a little bit more about the exact promise you made with him.
We promised each other that we would graduate together and become teachers together. And I dropped out. He kind of like looks down for a moment, taps his finger on the desk, and then he stands up. If you'll excuse me, I need to close my shop.
Yes, of course. Should anything come to mind that might help us
You don't need to worry about this
convince Jimmy?
anymore. Don't worry about it. As he kind of like he gets up and pulls out his like closed sign with him and also like grabs his like keys and is like, all right, I do need to close up shop, and kind of ushers you out, and he goes out with you actually and puts up his like closed sign and locks the door, and then he's like, then he starts jogging off like he's in a hurry, like and it looks like he's running towards like the Magambia.
Seems like we
Well,
need to follow him.
we have nowhere else to be. Might as well return to the Megambia. So
Then
if we're going we're not really following him. We're just going the same way, right?
exactly.
Let's go.
Roll out.
Autobots transform.
Bro rolls out. Hell yeah.
Transformers reference. Seriously.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell.
All
Say
right.
about
Well,
troll out.
Cesar was like in a hustle the whole way there. Like he may or may not even notice you guys like following. I don't know if you guys want to like hustle with him or not, but like it's clear he's headed off to the Magambia. So you'll see the results of what happens sooner or
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Unless I guess you
Yes,
guys want to stalk him. I mean, like, do you guys stalk him or do you just let him go?
I feel like this. I feel conflicted.
Do we need to roll a stealth check?
Oh my god. I'm just like double checking here, like it's like you don't have to do that.
I think we would be discreetly follow him, but not to the
All
point
right,
of,
then roll stealth.
I just
Alright.
want to make sure that, on the one hand, it's not really our issue to resolve, in a sense that this is just a promise between brothers.
Oop, that's shitty.
Oh,
LMAO.
Giant robot.
Clang clang.
All right, Malembi, you're sneaking, but unfortunately, the clap of your robot friend's ass cheeks is overwhelming.
Fuck.
So
Uh,
really said, bite my shiny metal ass.
like, you know, as you guys kind of get on like campus, he's like, is like, I am going to have a personal conversation, my brother, if
You
you
know,
don't mind.
yeah, no, understandable. I mean, we're just returning to the Magambia ourselves. You were kind of the last stop we needed to make.
Yes, I just forgot that there was a potion I was brewing that might explode, so do not pay us any attention.
Right, oven on and all that. Well, he still stays in the same dorm as before, right? The building with the cranes on it.
As far
I
as I'm
believe
aware,
so.
yes.
All right,
Good luck.
off for my private conversation.
No, obviously.
He kind of like ditches you guys. Very awkward moment for him.
I should probably invest in stealth abilities.
I mean, how often do you really use stealth? Just-
Not often. Usually I just bust in.
Like that, you can just leave the stealth to Firefly, for example.
I sometimes worry when she does that. I feel like she might be breaking the law.
I mean, she would know better. I'd like to think.
I would hope so, because I do not want to arrest her.
Yippee!
And now that
Why?
it's kind of my mind, and now my mind is just going places. If you and Firefly were to have a one-on-one, who would come out on top? Because like you're fast, you're strong, but on the other hand, she's incredibly agile and knows her way around. Has some interesting abilities. Could like
Well, I believe you do not want me to be on top of her. She might die.
I
Who
mean,
programmed this into Zeta? Like, who? All of this?
I mean, preferably I'd be the one on top of her, but you know.
Haha. I'm glad you got the joke.
Oh god.
So shall we? Supposedly you have a potion that needs attending.
That was a lie.
I know. I'm just telling you that we should probably get going.
Let's.
See what we if we can share what we found out so far with teacher Ort. Let's actually go find teacher Ort and let him know
Yeah.
about this.
Right. Let's him grab him up. Probably should have stayed on the other screen for this, but whatever. You find Ott's office. Now it's like getting towards sundown. Knock on the door, and he's like, "Oh, come in. Ah, Melimbi, Zeta. What can I do for you?"
We did a bit of looking into Jimmy Mo's past, as as per your request. Um, I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but some things have been set in motion. After
Really?
talking to Mira, um, it turns out Jimimo had a long-standing promise with his older brother, who he enrolled together with, that they would graduate together. And Jimimo, well, is being stubborn, for lack of a better word.
Oh, I see.
We did go
Was
talk to
everything
the older
okay with the
brother.
brother?
We did go talking. We did go talk to the older brother. He runs a apothecary here in Nantambu, actually. He was
Alright.
not aware that his younger brother had not become a teacher yet. So he is at the Magambia right now. Supposedly they wanted to go talk. I have no idea what the outcome is going to be, but it seems like it's going to be a rather personal and private conversation, so I did not feel like we should butt in.
I hope it goes well for them. Ah,
But
this has been
yeah,
enlightening. Been family problems the whole way through. Well, yeah.
you perhaps you can at least put your own mind at ease now.
Yeah, yeah. Either we're gonna end up having him graduate, or he might drop out. Either way, it's probably better than him being a student forever.
Mm.
Hopefully, Jumimo moves forward in life, and then I hope his brother and him settle their, I guess, dispute, disagreement. I don't know what to call it at this point. But you all did well. Amazing. Thank you for looking into this. It warms my heart. It's been kind of nagging at me ever since I started teaching Tomimo, and he just never put it forward. But
Oh, of
now
course.
now it's happening. Thank you.
I'm just I'm just glad I was able to help out. Make
And
me feel like I'm
also,
actually
hey,
doing something good at the Magamia.
I know this was in general a teacher of the Magambia thing that's beneficial and all, but I came to you personally. It kind of opens up his top drawer of his desk and is like, yeah, want to reward you, and pulls out a scroll. And it's like, freedom of movement. Use it well.
Oh, thank you. I don't feel like that is really something that is necessary for something like this, but
Nah,
well,
We could use
it
it in
isn't.
the future.
Go ahead,
uh,
Malimbi, or anyone that would probably want the scroll of freedom of movement.
yeah,
Add one of those to
yeah,
your sheet.
I'll grab it.
I think it might be
Uh,
named differently with the remaster. Let me double check. F A B C D E F G. Yeah, it's unfettered movement now. That's the name of it.
let me.
Duh.
Oh, yeah, that's easier, and I can just drag it right into my inventory. There we go. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. I was thinking tethered with like Tether.
Oh yeah, not unfeathered, unfettered. Different word.
Make more sense. All right. Well, um, we'll keep an eye on things. We'll probably see how this turns out next class.
Hopefully
But I'm
everything goes
assuming
well.
it would be a shame to lose a talented student like that, or a talented potential teacher.
Yes, well, he's so well learned in all the branches at this point. He might be the best teacher among us. Huh.
Well,
I look forward to his decision after this.
All we can do now is put our hands and pray that everything works. Good work. Good work.
all right. Well, with that, it's getting somewhat towards the end of the day, so I should
Yeah,
get
you're
going home.
right, and
So
this is
someone
my
else.
last paper. 100. No, I almost. Number 17 was wrong. 1 minute. Alright, that's the last paper. So, who wants to go get some drinks?
Get some things or drinks.
Drinks! Malimbi, drinks!
I mean, let me double check with Firefly first, but beyond that,
I see, I know who wears the belt in this.
Firefly messages Malimby. We're back at the
see that it's more
classroom waiting for you.
okay. She's back at the classroom waiting for us. I'll just go ask her. I mean, after all, she is. I live with her, so she's my fiancée. So if I go drinking and don't come home, and I should probably let her know.
I I don't think it would behoove you to start having these kinds of marital issues before you even meet.
No, I know. Just
But you're all invited. We all go get a drink. We're not looking to eat shit faced. We still have to come in on Monday.
That's true.
Says Professor Ott, Firefly's a drinker.
I mean, she did. You know, interesting thing. She did initially have a problem with people drinking, but recently she seems to have opened up to it. She kind of got drunk a few days ago as well.
Ah.
So, I mean, it's probably fine, but I want to have that communication with her.
The good old temptress of spirits.
I could
Well,
accompany you,
that's fine.
Professor Hot. I do not drink, but I can keep you company.
Ah, yes, company is the real reason for drinking now, isn't it? Anyways, let's head over to your classroom. Get everyone gathered up. See who wants to go. And then you guys go to the classroom.
Firefly's just scratching the back of her neck. That conversation could have ended better, right, Zen Zen? I just wanted to let her know that she can talk with us if need be.
Alright, so you did. Fireflies, Ensign, Naru. Who wants to go out
I
and have a couple drinks?
I still have to talk with Solose.
Firefly looks at would be like her wings kind of fluttering a
Wait,
little bit.
wait, what
I
did
want,
you say? 'Cause it sounded a little
I
muffled
want
on
that
my end.
sweet oh you gave me the last time. I enjoyed it.
Okay. I don't know about that. Like that's some really strong liquor. And I don't know how you were able to hold it that well. Like I'm still kind of pissed off that you didn't have a hangover the next day. Because I sure did.
Yes, Sensen, you were muted when Firefly was talking to you.
God dang it.
Rip.
Also, they said was fuck. Yeah, but she seems to dismiss herself quite quickly. But anyway, now the conversation past that.
Yeah,
You know,
Firefly's like,
Firefly did Firefly, this is very much a we're going out drinking for the company, not to get shit faced kind of going drinking. I mean, if you want to get
I
shit
can
faced,
hold one. I can hold one mug of ale
well,
before
sure.
getting.
I mean, apparently you can hold a lot more than that. Um,
I
I
drank
still
two.
I still have to go speak with Solose, so I wish you all a good time drinking, and perhaps I will join you later.
Are you friends when you're done?
Perhaps. It depends on how it goes.
are you
Yep,
going
I
to the
don't
same
need to
bar we
steal
went
you
to
all
last time?
away right at this very moment. I don't know if whatever you're handing with Silos they need more than one teacher, but
We delegated, so this one is on me.
alright. Good luck, you did. Alright. So the rest of the party goes off to, have some drinks with Ott. We'll just ooh, I accidentally grabbed Fardrick. Alright. Just move the party down here for this scene at least, and then we'll come back over here and go off screen. Also, thank you, Orchestrants, for the raid. Welcome in, everybody.
That's a
Laters.
familiar name at this point.
Yep, familiar fence. Familiar face. Yes, a very
Yeah.
familiar fence.
Familiar fences are the best.
Anyways, all right. So you go off looking for Sloze, and well, they're unsurprisingly with Fardrick, kind of like chilling outside on like the benches, some benches near their dorms. So, how do you approach?
I just walk up and say hello. Are you enjoying the park?
Oh, Professor, yeah, can't complain. Weather's been nice.
When we're out of the classroom, you were allowed to call me. You didn't, but I appreciate the respect.
Right.
I was wondering how you were doing. You seemed a little bit deflated after your success with the hunters.
Can't complain. It was successful.
Really? Just successful? Nothing special about it? No notes, even though you accomplished the task exactly as how the Magambia would have preferred?
That is the definition of success, is not.
Yeah, I mean, most celebrate success with jubilation and excitement, but you seem to lack those. So, what's bothering you so that you can't take the win?
I don't know. Life just is, in general, really different than how I expected it to be, I guess. I've had
Oh, really?
trouble in the past.
I'm sorry to hear that. If I may ask, what expectation did you have exactly of your life?
It's complicated.
I can relate to that, but it unfortunately very much not uncommon for it to be complicated.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Can reroll that.
That's actually enough.
Well,
Because you
I'm going
were the
to reroll
DC's
because I
20.
need to feel better than at fucking 2. That's a lot
All
better.
right, okay. Critical success. Same as a
Did we get
success.
our starting at the start of session hero point now? I don't remember.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
we
I
did
forgot.
not.
I forgot you did not. Anyway. So, as you're kind of like trying to have this conversation about it, and it kind of starts to lead to this place, Bardrick, puts his arm around Solose and is like, it's alright, you can talk to other people about this kind of stuff. And Solose looks back at you, Yudin, and is like, look, the truth is, like, I should start from the beginning. My story begins before I was even born. My parents wielded power and influence that most could only dream of, but it wasn't enough for them. They always sought more, and to gain much, much has to be sacrificed. At least that's what they always told me. And that's why when they contracted with a dangerous devil in hell, I was to be their payment, or to be more precise, the payment was to be the firstborn daughter of the mortal party upon her 16th birthday. When I told my parents I was a boy, they were furious. They said it would ruin them. I'm not sure if they meant that literally or not, and I never found out. That very night, fled home and never looked back.
My 2 bits in this conversation, this guy would have loved Firefly. Would have really related to Firefly then.
I give a deep sigh and I take a seat next to Salose. That's not completely an unfamiliar story, though. Mine is at least a little less. I mean, what's the word? Filled with loss, I suppose, or perhaps loss of different kinds. I have been struggling with how I feel towards who I am for a long time. When I arrived here, I also looked quite different than I do now, but that said, I still do. But such struggles, they are no one but ours. You you don't owe your parents your existence in that way. But of course you can worry and fear or mourn them depending on how you feel. That's nature. Regardless of how you feel towards your parents as their child, we're all born with well, most of us at least, are born with a sort of innate sense of love for them. And regardless of if they deserve it or not, that feeling is real. And it's yours to do with as you wish. But in all likelihood, you're not just going to be able to throw it away. So, regardless of what happens to your parents, you're allowed to hold sadness, mourning, or whatever for them. But what you did, running away so that you could live on as your true self, there is no greater choice you can make. Being true to yourself, especially in such a manner, is one of the most important things any one of us could ever do in our lives. And you deserve to be proud of that.
I just feel like my whole life has been just a constant sequence of running away. And I guess the first time I haven't been running away is once I came upon the Magambia's doorstep.
You could talk with. I think you would be able to have quite the cathartic talk with Professor Firefly on the topic of having a life of running away. And only starting to feel at home at the Magambia. But it's important to realize that even when you find a place that you can stop running, that you learn to take in the pleasures of life that are involved with remaining in one place. Friendship, such as, and as I give a nod to Fardrik, is quite up there. I mean, my life wasn't one of running away, even if I was traveling all the time. But there are other, negative things other than running away that your life can be colored by. Finding the joy of having friends that I can trust, not having to measure up to the highest of expectations, and even as much as I loathe to admit it, the joy of having what is essentially a brother are all things that give my life here at the Maccabiah joy. Even when everything else about my life still gives me a sense of failure. You are here now. Be willing to allow yourself to find joy here. Discover life in a sense where there's more than just running. I mean, just start by looking back at what you did with the hunters. You and your friends, because for better or worse, that's what your classmates will be now to you, your friends, went out, set out, and through your own individual skills, you succeeded at making the world better. Not for yourselves, but for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I need to give myself more credit in the future. Thanks
You
for having this
deserve
conversation with me.
you deserve a lot more.
Yeah.
But good friendships are a great place to start. I should take that advice to heart myself sometimes. I am going to go drink with the rest of the professors. If you want to come see what Professor Firefly looks like when she starts drinking, I recommend you join.
Fuck you like this? why, why you like this?
If you simply wish to enjoy the quiet peace of life, then do by
Why?
all means stay. But honestly, I recommend you come look at least once. It's quite funny. She cannot hold her drink at all.
Professor?
Well, as I told you, Professor Firefly has always also been having a bit of a life of running, so she never really got to get a taste for alcohol until she came here.
Bro,
It
what are you
is
doing?
a great joy in my life.
Leslie just kind of like blinks and it's like, okay. Um, I think I'm gonna
What the fuck?
go to bed. Uh,
Go and enjoy your bed.
Oh,
the two of them just
fuck
kind of
this.
like go off to like go in their dorm, like it's like kind of confused.
Bro, you're gonna start some fucking rumors. Holy shit.
Like what the fuck?
What the hell?
It was like, oh yeah, you want to go see like your other teacher get fucking shit faced? It'll be funny, dude. It's
Listen,
like what?
fuck. Listen,
It's
fuck.
like-
Okay, maybe the way that I was imagining what I was saying was quite the same way that I was saying it. Fuck off.
That sounded way different in your head than it came out. It was just like,
Probably.
what the fuck?
It was meant to be a wholesome, like, oh, I'm going to go enjoy the joys of my friends being idiots.
Oh god. I think you forgot. You're like the teacher, and they're like your
Yes,
students.
I definitely forgot.
Bro. What the
Okay.
hell?
Well, fucking whatever.
Anyway, so if Firefly likes strong drink, I've got another one for her.
It's like one thing if you said that to like Miriam, she'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, bud." But then like Solose that has only ever known you as their teacher, their superior, and you're like older than them because Solose is pretty young, right? Like,
I didn't know that, and I'm not. I am not that old.
you're not that old, but like Solose is very young. They're like 19, 20, right? And then you're like mid 20s, right?
Fine, fuck, whatever, fuck off.
So it's like you're
mean,
you're definitely in a
that's legal
superior
age.
position of like respect for them, and they've never known you as anything else. So it's like it
Well,
was
then it's
really
a good thing
weird.
to start. Then it's look, they are going to be stuck with us for a while, and they're going to need to have that particular image shattered at some point.
Well, I've been stuck with you for a while. Why do you think I started drinking again?
Damn.
Oh my god.
Listen, they are at some point going to see us do some exceptionally stupid shit. It's
No.
better we start breaking their
No.
Oh my
down.
god.
Because it's us. Because next time that they see Firefly like try and tame a particularly dangerous animal, but just kind of walking up, being like, "Hi."
Yeah, and then it works, and they're all like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, that it works, but they're also like questioning, like, why the fuck that worked?
Because we're just that good. There's a reason we're teachers.
Look, it's important to break that barrier a little bit. At least put a crack in it.
Nah, let it shatter when it comes to it.
I stand by my statement.
That'd be funny.
Okay, well, I'm going to join the
Anyway.
party at their fucking drinks.
Oh my god. Yeah, sure. We can we don't have much time left in the session, so we could actually just go over to that map. Why not? Ah, it's the bar.
What do you mean? We have an hour left.
Yeah, an hour. That's
Kira's
not
here yet.
that much time. Yeah, well,
it's been 3 hours. Kira's not here
Pepe,
yet.
fucking hands, ISP, not working. Alright, where's a 1-aught? Blah 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 blah. It's ya boy, Takalu Aught.
Firefly, you wanted more of that stuff we had last time, right?
Yeah. I liked
So
it.
I'm guessing do you like this? So I'm guessing you like the stronger stuff then, so far. Because if you want, I do know of something quite a lot stronger than ice cap ale.
I mean, I don't want to kill myself by accident, but
I mean, it depends. Depends on how much fortitude you possess. Because I will tell you this one this one is like not for the inexperienced ones. Like this is
are you really that mad at me being perfectly fine the next morning?
I'm not actually mad. It's just you seem to be enjoying yourself, so I'd like to offer my own experiences and knowledge on the matter to help you explore a little bit.
You just so you know, Professor, she corrects herself. Just so you know, we came here last time. I drank alcohol for a while, and then, well, I drank 2 cups of alcohol, and then the next morning, I didn't get hungover, and he did.
No, I did not. That day I
What's your
kept
secret?
it-
What's
I
the
kept it
anti-hangover
to just
cure?
low alcohol. All I had was Tipash. You know? I don't know what her secret is though. I wish I knew.
Remember
What's it
a
called?
very
She's built different. Is that the phrase?
Probably. I think that's what the kids call it nowadays. Maybe maybe she's not built different. We're just built incorrectly.
Ah, yeah, that must be it. Oh, my poor head. It's so drafty nowadays. Clearly, I'm built wrong.
Anyway, so the drink I was talking about, and this can go up all the way to like 74% alcohol content.
All right, we're supposed to not kill ourselves with harsh chemicals, Malimbi. Slow down there.
I mean, it goes up to like the variance. It's somewhere between 48 to 74, depending on the brand you're getting.
On God, man! I said we were gonna have a few drinks, not get shit faced.
I mean, that was our intention last time as well, and we know how that turned out.
What? The colony
Look,
impressed.
You know what? We'll start it off slow. I'll just have a tipash, and then y'all can get whatever, I suppose. What's your preferred drink of choice?
Firefly's just
Ah.
looking.
Rum.
Greetings, everyone.
Rum.
Yeah, welcome. How'd things go?
Pretty good, I would say. Though, perhaps we should make a note. If we hear about Celosi's parents or anything relating to her family come by or swing by, that to perhaps catch that before they get to her, so we can inform her that they visit. Or
Don't
him.
This is
Yeah,
like
I was about to say it was
Fuck.
usually him.
Look, I've been fucking
Oh,
up
no,
my own
you did it!
pronouns. I've been fucking up.
Misgendered
Look.
the character.
Yep.
Oh my God!
Look, I've been fucking up my own character's pronouns. It's just I don't
Bruh.
understand why I'm so bad at it.
Dude, we're all fucking bad at it. I don't even know what to say. I don't know
You
how.
called him him until you learned.
Yeah,
Until you learned that that's
it's
the thing,
literally
and
the
now you're misgendering
it's literally
him.
the
What the
opposite
heck?
of it's literally the opposite of what you're supposed to fucking do.
Dude.
Firefly.
Like we know. It's just mistake. It's just slip of the tongue. It's not intentional.
Yeah,
No. But you gave me shit about it like 10 fucking times.
No,
I've done it in the
look,
past, and I
I'll-
keep fucking it up. Dude, listen, I
and I'll
can
continue
think
to give you
someone
shit about it.
who's had a best friend that's transgender for 10 plus years would be better about this, but dude, no, I'm just fucking stupid.
I never fuck it up with Kyria.
Look,
Same.
for me it's easy because I met Kyria as she, so like it's never been
It's
anything
easy.
else.
It's easy clap. Yeah.
I met her before she went Kyria, but the point is,
Anyway.
I never fucking up with her. Why do I do it for the fucking characters here?
Because we're
And
fucking
myself.
stupid, dude. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'll continue to give you shit for if you fucking it up. But I don't blame you for giving me shit for it.
Yeah.
Heck.
So you're not of a rum kind of guy then. I do.
Firefly.
If
I am
you ever get the
tempted.
chance.
I am tempted to try the thing you were talking about.
Let's ease into that, shall we?
If we
Ah,
eat
damn.
into it, then I'll be already partially drunk by the time I get to it.
Look, it's a good thing I haven't told you what it is yet, so
I'm about to just go back to the ice cap.
All right. Well, as you guys are talking about this, your drinks arrive.
But by the way, if you, with you being a rum guy, there's one that's fairly expensive. I've had the chance to try it once. A keg goes for about 75 gold, by the way. But if you get the chance, the Kill Devil rum, you do gotta try that one. It's Kill/Devil rum.
All right, I have to give it a try sometime. But
Awesome.
either way,
Again, is this like another Stella situation? If I'm getting this right?
Hmm?
Is this another Stella situation that we have to worry about?
No, I don't think that. It's just
Okay, I'm just
He
clarifying.
doesn't
because-
know what happened, what is going on with his parents. So that's, the deal.
Sounds to me more like needing to find your own way in life.
Not entirely, but I mean half and half.
Firefly just. flutters
Don't worry
wings
too much
and-
about it. You did good today. You got through to a student. And in fact, it sounds like a lot of you got through to your students. So, let's raise a glass. Cheers.
Cheers.
Firefly just glides her finger over the top of her glass. Yeah.
To our wonderful teachers, our wonderful students making progress in life.
I.
Take a swig of his
You know
rum.
what they say. You know what they say, Firefly. The Magambia wasn't built in one day. Unless it was, but tell me. I mean,
Do I look that old to you?
no, but you might know.
Ask Zeta.
You might know something I don't.
I don't know what it was like when the Magambia was built. From my understanding, Old Mage Jatembe, he went off on all of his adventures and came to a conclusion that he wanted to better the lives of those around him and
Yeah,
gathered
I mean,
together
honestly, it wouldn't surprise
allies
me
to build
if-
up the school.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Old Man Tembe just kind of snapped his fingers and then just building appeared.
I mean, maybe.
Aren't there spells that do similar? Oh, like
I mean, there are,
temporary?
like on a smaller scale, something I've been looking into. If we hadn't had our lodging at the Magambia, I would have probably made sure that I would have easy access to the cozy cabin spell, which literally just summons, as it says, a cozy cabin for you to,
Huh.
rest in and everything. So spells that exist. There is a precedent for it.
But whatever he did, he got the school built up, and now here we are today.
Yep.
My point being, Firefly, just keep at it. Okay, it doesn't have to all be resolved in one day.
Bring up the ice cafe ale, because Firefly wants to drink.
Now, if you really are dead set on having that one drink, it's absinthe.
Absinthe.
Do with that information what you will. Just be careful.
It's a
genuinely
fancy
be
drink
careful.
with a nice sweet flavor to it.
There's an elfin variant of it, by the way.
Yes, Elven absinthe. Heard of it?
I think I don't know if I'm.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try it.
Oh boy. Good luck. We'll see if I need to carry you home again. I suppose I'll stick to the low alcohol content for that night.
I've heard
so
that
what if we-
Elven absinthe that it doesn't mess you up when you first drink it.
No, apple absinthe for the most part, just kind of
It takes you 100 years before it starts fucking you up.
I mean, not like that. Not.
no,
I mean literally you
Could
won't
you-
get
could you
you
imagine?
won't get wasted it's like I don't know, like delayed, like it's like almost like an aftertaste, but like long.
it takes a bit of a
You'll
usually an
go
hour or
out
something.
drinking, have your party or get bottle, whatever, and then once you get back home, then it hits.
Yeah, I've seen some guys back in my day that would have some elven absinthe, and then they'd just go out, have fun, be the life of the party. They'd be a lot more just overall charismatic, if you will. And then an hour later, they just knocked out. Alpha Labs is interesting in a
He
way.
creeps up on you.
That said, most people can
Sounds more
kind
like
of.
an ant. It assassinates you.
The better way to describe it. It assassinates you. When you're all alone, going back to the door, then suddenly you drop your keys and you're like, oh god, whoa.
Down.
Yeah, speaking from experience, that what?
No. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't remember. Have I ever regaled you with the tales of my drunken adventures, Odd?
On God, how much dinky have you done, Malimby?
I mean, I am a follower of Caden Kalian.
Oh, well, then that's the whole story right there. Literally, let me guess. The next part is I don't remember what happened, but I woke up right hungover, and then I was in a foreign country.
Well, most of the time, but funny you should mention that, actually.
Oh my god, I was more or less so making a reference to Gaten Gailey, and you can't be serious, Malembi. What are you doing?
Okay, so this one time, okay, so for a while I ran with the pirate crew, and the only reason I ran with the pirate crew is because while I was drunk, I accidentally boarded the wrong boat, and they just didn't find me until we'd already left port. So like, I kind of just stuck with them for a while because it was fun.
You literally passed out and woke up in a foreign country.
I mean, it's probably one of my funnier stories. Like, it's not one of the embarrassing ones.
That's not the embarrassing one?
Oh no, the embarrassing one is that I had to be told the day after by the innkeeper when I had come back to my room drunk, and in the middle of the night I woke up. I was still like out of it, and I could not find the door to the room because I really needed to pee, and I just started making a commotion. Turns out I was trying to leave the room through the closet.
Please tell me you didn't piss in the closet.
No, I didn't. No,
Good.
they helped me out on time.
You made it.
No, but I've been through some things.
Barbara's just taking sips of alcohol as she's listening to this, smiling.
I even got arrested once. But not so much arrested. I was put in a jail cell for my own good.
Better than being arrested.
Yeah, I know. They just wanted me to sleep it off and stop bringing apex predators into town.
What do you mean by apex predators? What are you doing? Are you the animal whisperer when you get drunk?
Well, apparently.
Playing potion roulette over there? Getting a speak with animals potion?
I was drunk at one point and I stumbled out of town. And I went off into the woods where I found a cute kitty. And then it turned out to be a cub from an apex predator, and I took it with me. And
Oh
then
my
the guard, when I
God.
tried to get back into the city, the guards kind of shit themselves.
You are unbelievably lucky.
Oh, he looks at Firefly for a second. Yeah, you could see that.
Pats you on the back. And to the lucky couple, then goes and finishes off his rum.
So, what have you been up to recently?
Recently, really, ever since you all graduated, I kind of had a reshuffle of students, so it's been a lot of work, teaching and getting to know my students individually, and so it is how it is in the cycles. Every few semesters, it's like, oh, everything ramps up again as I got brand new students. Which, I suppose you'll learn in your next year of teaching that it'll be easier than this first one.
I hope so. Do you miss us yet, Ott?
Miss you, Malimbi, I'm standing right next to you.
No, I mean more like in the sense that when we were your students, you had you could count on us to take care of ourselves. Okay, and don't bring up that one time I blew myself up. There was one time.
I can say maybe I
could
do
be
miss you
One
guys.
time
None of my
so
students
far.
blow themselves up.
He didn't blow himself up. He used a spell to teleport himself to another room, but he looked like he blew up, and I got scared.
It's
I mean,
close
he
enough.
blew up his room.
True.
I'm
It's
gonna start
okay.
drinking
Blowing
more, I
something
think.
up every night.
I'm sorry, what was that, Zeta?
You lost your chance to listen.
I could not, like, out of character, could not make out what you were saying there. He lost his what?
I said he lost his chance to listen.
Oh well.
All's well that ends well. I do find it exciting to meet new people. It's what I love about teaching. Is meeting new people, learning new things myself, and helping people come together. It's my passion. Helping people to come together and form community and improve.
So how did they all do on the aptitude test? Did any of them manage to do well with the bird?
Yes, actually. How should I put it?
That doesn't sound very convincing, to be honest.
No. One of my students is Beastkin. They just talked to the bird.
Oh yeah.
They
I
just
mean,
simply
yeah,
talked to the bird. And I was like, oh. I mean, I was like, all right.
That honestly
Somehow,
is like
all this
cheating.
time, I have yet to have a student that started out as a druid, right? So it was like, oh, finally, and then it was like, oh, they're not even a druid. They just could talk to the birds. I was like, oh, all right.
Better luck next time.
They just did it. Then a snake though, they gave him
Oh,
trouble.
Good for them, dude. Oh. I mean, well, the snake is a kind of a tricky one after all.
He's a tricky one. Pay attention to the shadows. Then again, I kind of I stood on the other side of the sun this time. I was like, oh, I usually present the tour on this side of the school, and we end here, right? And I was like, I'll change things up. I'll end on this side. And I was like, oh, Shadow was on the other side. It was probably harder to know.
Serpents give everyone issues.
Oh, they certainly gave us a bunch of issues.
You're telling me about it.
Ugh,
Till
I
Mama
didn't even think
came and
about it that
helped
way.
us. Till
But
Mama came out and helped us.
it was better for you all to deal with those issues when you did. Otherwise, who knows what would be happening? It'd be trouble in Antabo.
We'd all be snakes.
So all snakes all the way down.
I don't know how that works.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. You get replaced by the snake. You don't become the one.
I mean, unless they cast
I was
polymorph.
gonna
on
say
you.
something, I'm gonna not.
No, say it.
No.
Come on, we're all friends here. No
No.
one's gonna judge you much.
No. Clearly, actually, no, I'm mistaken. No, we're packing some anacondas around here.
Okay, and with that,
That's-
we're filing some HR complaints.
Hey, no, fuck you. You knew we were coming out drinking. This is
I
a
am not
personal
nearly
affair.
there.
This is not a Megamia campus.
I am not nearly drunk enough for this.
Yeah, I wonder if they had that one drink.
Which one?
I think my mom said it was a dwarven haymaker or something.
Don't drink that. Sensen, you will die.
Oh, my mom
I mean,
drank it, was fine, but then she had a
Sensen, I've
fist fight
seen
with
your
my
mom.
grandpa.
You are not like her in the drinking department. That woman, your mom is built like a brick shithouse. You are built like a nice, fancy shack.
like squid.
No,
like you
I'm
did.
going to be real with you. No, if you drink a Dwarven Haymaker, you might as well just like. Listen, I can't even say drink pure alcohol. It's so much worse than that. It's like, oh, you might as well just get bit by 12 snakes and hope you don't black out. Like, that is beyond reason. A Dwarven Haymaker. Do you know what they do with it? It's literally so acidic.
They use it in their mining.
No,
I want to ice cap.
they put a bear tooth in it and it dissolves. So you need to knock back the whole Dwarven Haymaker all at once so it doesn't ruin your teeth.
Yeah, that's why they use it in mining. It's a very good acidic way to get through rock.
Ah, if you don't mind all your workers getting blackout drunk from the fumes.
Not to drink it on the fucking rock
From the
salt.
fumes! Get in, I'm not
Fair,
joking!
fair enough, fair enough.
Just
You know,
the fumes, man!
fair enough, but I guess the dwarves can handle it.
I mean, that reminds me of
They don't call it a haymaker for
Kaiju
nothing.
spirit.
Anyways, I do not recommend. No, don't do it. Don't do it. I have seen people go to the hospital over that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking surly dwarven dock workers getting
I don't
blasted.
I don't think you're talking it out of it at the moment.
Look,
If you do want something more acidic, I would recommend the Baiju, which is a spirit. It's a bit of an acquired taste, but yeah.
She looks conflicted.
Aha. Oh,
I don't know, do I roll for it? Do I roll for what I get? Yeah.
where'd I go?
Where did you go? And
Wait, where did you go? Hello?
Where'd I go?
where did you go?
Mabim be gone.
Where'd I go?
You like put yourself on.
Did
You
you
put yourself
delete
under
yourself?
Aught. You just
Okay,
went
no, I'm-
left one tile.
When did I
Oh.
do that?
I don't know, just
Oh.
now.
MB wants to give up something special.
No.
I just suddenly said Moss lap. What the fuck?
Damn, bros.
No.
He loves his teacher a lot. People wonder how
Special
he got
buddy.
straight A's.
favorite professor.
Didn't even press
One
anything,
dwarven
what the
haymaker, two something else. I guess I don't know that. Then three is just I don't know. Whatever else is recommended. Damn.
Damn.
Okay, whatever else is recommended then. I guess the what do you say? Buys you?
It's spelled like this.
Bye.
Sure. Whatever that is.
It's a clear drink, usually distilled from sorghum. Its taste is corrosive and has to be acquired.
Ew.
I want an ice cap.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Wait, is this Chan?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It's not like an item in the game. It's like
No, Baijiu is
Baijiu.
Chinese.
It's Chinese.
Chinese.
Baijiu or Xiaojiu.
The thing is, I found this on the Pathfinder wiki. So,
Related
like, it
projects:
exists in the variant.
Soju and Shochu and Huashu. Oh yeah, it's kind of like soju.
Baijiu model. What is it in?
I dropped something else.
Yeah, it comes from a
Yeah,
type
one.
of grain.
Nothing's loading.
It comes from a type of grain that is sorghum, but also known as Great Millet
Yeah, so it's
or Guinea corn.
oh, it's kind of like moonshine.
Oh,
Alcohol by volume, 35 to 65%. So it's kind of like a different kind of moonshine. Like if it's clear
It
liquor
can
made from a
also
grain, that's like
yeah,
that's basically it, you know.
and certain styles also use rice or barley. So
okay, there's nothing related to it in like stat wise.
Yeah, no,
Dang.
oh
it's
no,
strong drink. That's all to it. It's not super special.
the wiki says there's 35 to 60% alcohol content.
Huh.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, that's a lot still, right?
I mean, we're getting close to absinthe territory, which is what was it, 45 to 74.
Absinthe is not actually like the most alcoholic drink ever or anything like
Let me
that.
see, I'll just roll
It,
up.
it was like a
definitely not.
the reason why it has a bad reputation is like literally like
Well,
a smear campaign against it, like because of prohibition in America and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's also because people just don't know how to properly handle it and just, you know.
Yeah, I mean
fuck
that goes
around
the
with
same
it
for
too
any
much.
kind of alcohol. Absinthe's not particularly like crazy in any way. In reality,
If you really want to fuck yourselves up, drink Everclear.
No.
95%.
it'll ever clear your
dude.
brain.
Yeah.
Never clear out your house because someone else can move in now. I don't know. Everyone I've heard drink Everclear says no.
Yeah, let's
I've
not.
had it.
Never again.
I'm not mentioning that one to Firefly.
Yeah, no.
All
She
right,
might take it as a challenge.
I have to pee and get a drink myself in real life, so. RP amongst yourselves.
Alright. Firefly,
RP.
how are you doing? What have you decided on? What's it gonna be?
I might try some absinthe and then
Oh no.
ice cap.
Oh my god. What have we created?
What?
It's just funny. Like, I'm not judging. I just think it's funny how you went to the complete opposite of what you used to be. You went
Max
being
gently
uncomfortable with
insane.
other people drinking to just going, I want the strongest stuff you have. And I don't know whether to be proud or concerned.
Go with pride.
Probably. It just depends on what mood she gets into when she is drunk. Because if you're going to be mean and standoffish while drunk, then as a follower of Caden, I cannot abide by that.
Hmm.
This is supposed to be a time of merriment. Come on.
absinthe, I'll try it.
Oh boy. We're really out here just getting absolutely drunk while we probably have a lot of work ahead of us.
I could use it.
Firefly's like
Yeah.
looks at Zen Zen. Drinking contest? Joking.
Oh no! You want to have a drinking contest with absinthe?
I was joking.
I know. the the very idea of it shakes even me to my core.
Maybe not with absinthe. But we could.
Well, it depends on
No
what kind of
mouse.
absinthe they have here. If it's on the lower end or on the higher end. Because the lower end absinthe is probably like on the same level as ice cap ale. Oh man.
I'm back. Got my water.
Welcome back. Alright. So I
Drinking
guess
contest?
Sunset and Firefly are both trying absinthe.
Or that. Either the absinthe or the drinking contest. One of the two.
Oh boy.
I was joking.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Look,
Just
it's
slight
okay. If
disappointed.
you if it comes to it, I'll carry you home. I got you.
I don't know, I'm a little difficult to carry. Like,
I mean, Zeta's
looks at, her front looks at big floofy tails.
no, Zeta's got this. Right, Zeta?
Sure.
Sure. Oh, you know what we could do? If we just convince people that Zeta can get drunk, and then we get into drinking contests with them, and Zeta just keeps going and just never gets drunk. We could
I
win
know.
all
Hard
the
can I do not
contests.
help him out.
Let's not do that.
Oh man.
But yeah, sure, that absinthe. Let's try that.
Yippee.
Where is it? Where is it in the
Right,
compendium?
Cop, the question. What DC would absinthe be?
20.
It's in. Elven absinthe is in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elven absinthe, but I feel like Elven absinthe isn't, like, that strong, probably.
No, it's stronger.
Are you sure about that?
It's a level 5 item. It's pretty strong.
Bro, it takes an hour to kick in. This
I
shit's
know,
not
that
strong.
was why we had that whole fucking conversation of like, oh yeah, like
Yeah, I
it's
know.
like you're all like there for the party or whatever, and then it fucking hits you
Yeah,
like a
no, I
truck
know.
later. It's like, oh, drain 2, stupefied 4. Like uh. So
DC is so low, though.
I mean 20, it's a level 5 item. That's, pretty strong for a level 5 item. Remember, this is the same level you gain like fireball and shit. Like
I mean, I guess yeah, fair.
they're not typically gonna put like alcoholic beverages in. They're like level fucking 15 poison, DC 30 fortitude save. Because who the fuck would be making that? Who would be
it's-
producing that?
Weak.
Your mom.
You're here for a good time, not a bad time.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Dude, that's like entering like hard drugs territory, right? To have like super high power things like that. You're trying to drink booze and have a good time, not shoot up heroin. Yippee! Success.
Yeah, this isn't too bad. Not feeling it.
You'll feel it later, probably.
But do I drink another one?
So the clock starts ticking, Zen Zen. Eventually it hits you. All at once.
You have an hour.
Is this supposed to be strong alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Maybe Firefly should take the Dwarven Haymaker.
Oh, on gods, no.
No, I feel like she could handle it. I don't know what, why, or how, but like,
Alright. Does Firefly get the Dwarven Haymaker?
Also, you can choose to fail your save, right? Because otherwise it'd be really fucked up, because a high-level adventurer could never get drunk again.
Eh,
I mean, yeah.
Paladin life.
I'm choosing not to for right now.
What, Jenny? Say again?
I'm choosing not to right now. I want Firefly to get a couple drinks in her before I fail.
No, it's fine. Absinthe takes an hour to kick in anyway.
You know, I guess we could choose to fail the first stage of Elven Absinthe.
Yes. Charisma. In an hour.
But if she goes to Dwarven Handmaker, Zinzin is.
On God.
I don't remember what level we were when Saya had it.
I don't
we
even
were still
remember,
in...
bro.
Bro, are you really just playing Saya 2.0?
No,
She really is.
no, I'm short.
I remember when Sai
It's
was
different.
short.
Her starting height was like 6 feet-ish. Not that short.
No, when you started the campaign, you made like Saya like a normal woman, something like that.
And
I
then
think,
she
no, I
grew.
think, no, wait, no. It was 5'9" or 5'11" to start.
I remember
just
distinctly
kept
because we were when we were talking like at that like kind of like bar scene or whatever. I like rolled random dice to like see how tall the other guy was, and I like rolled like it was like 5'11" or like 6 foot even, and then I was like, oh, that's funny. They're taller than you.
Yeah, but I had already been updating Saya's height at that point.
Yeah. So like,
Like, you know, I'm not
I
saying
distinctly
anything.
remember Saya like at the beginning of the campaign when I looked at your little like stats on your like character
Yeah, I think it
sheet that
was
you put her as
5'9".
like a normal height. Like it was like something like that, like
5'9" is still
5'9",
pretty
5'8", something.
tall, but
Yeah, it's like tall for a woman, but you know, you're not like eclipsing the fucking sun over there.
I mean, she is now.
She is
Now
now.
she's 14-1.
In your fucking large mode form. Big mode.
Big mode. In Lorg.
Anyways. It's getting there. I don't really like want to start another adventure with like 20 minutes left and abruptly end it immediately. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we should
Fair.
at
call
some
it here,
point
maybe?
we are finished with these short and small adventures, right?
Yes. In fact, next session we'll be starting up a bigger adventure. As you may have noticed, you have gotten a chance to get to know all of the students. So
Mm-hmm.
now that you've done that, time to get to know them a little bit better.
Fancy.
Anyways,
them
let's
all.
find someone
No.
to raid. Do we have a raid target? Let's see.
You know, if I had a Dwarven Handmaker, which one would my fort roll be?
My raid button.
Yeah, no, I told you. Fucking good.
Actually, the DC I had already decided in my head that if you did a Dwarven Handmaker, the DC would be 35.
That's literally impossible.
You
No.
literally
Firefly
roll-
would have made it.
Firefly could make
With
it.
a nat 20.
Firefly
No,
has
Fi-
17.
Firefly would make it on an 18.
Yeah, she can do it on
Oh,
18.
no, it's a plus 17. Oh. 18. Okay, fine.
You're talking about someone whose main stat is Constitution, so of course they'll make it.
Exactly.
Just for fun, try it.
Let's just do one
Hey,
thing
roll.
pretty well. They...
Live.
you know, you got close.
You would know what is Firefly roll.
All right, I don't really see anyone that tickles my fancy to raid right now. So, thanks everyone for watching. Y'all have a great night. Thanks again for the raids. See y'all
Bye-bye.
definitely next week for Strength of Thousands, but more than likely I'll try to stream a variety game in the middle of the week.